Hi, this is LB with the Dartmouth Student Wellness Center. This is day 5 of ReCentering, a 7-day yoga challenge. In today's class, we'll explore various subtle arm balances and back bends, both of which take a bit of strength and courage. The strength really comes in as we work on stabilizing our weight in our arms and in our core. Courage, on the other hand, may come in many different forms. We may need the courage to try something new, something a little scary and challenging. Or we may need the courage to let go of trying to strive to reach a final outcome and instead meet ourselves where we are with grace and a sense of playfulness. We hope you enjoy. See you on the mat.
We'll start today's practice in mountain pose in Tadasana. So I invite you to bring your feet underneath your hips, about hip distance apart, and parallel off your feet to one another. And lift and spread your toes and really begin to root down with all 4 corners of your feet, creating that steady foundation for you begin to find some lift and space in your spine and out through the crown of your head. Begin to deepen your breath, allowing yourself to make that transition from whatever it took to get you on your mat to allowing yourself to be fully present here. To allow yourself to be present and engaged. If you'd like, you can inhale your hands to heart center. It's a nice time to always set an intention for our practice. So the intention is just a reminder of the qualities we want to bring forward into the rest of our practice and maybe even into the rest of our day. So our theme for today's class is all about resilience and all about being adaptable when challenge arises. So perhaps your intention sounds something like, I find mobility and ease, even in challenge. And of course, if other words or phrases are coming to you that are more meaningful, feel free to create your own. Beautiful. And then as you're ready, release your hands down by your side, open your eyes if they're closed, and make your way to the front of your mat if you are not already. Still in mountain pose here, I'll just invite you to begin to deepen your breath into possibly ujjayi breathing or just a smooth, longer, deeper breath that works for you. And as you press through the feet, inhale your arms up to the sky, look up, look at the hands, and then exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale to release your palms, exhale. Inhale, lift your hands up once again, interlacing your fingers at the top of the rise and coming into steeplechase mudra. Steeplechase mudra is all the fingers are folding down except for your index finger and your thumbs. So we're going to keep that mudra, press the palms together, lift your arms up, soften the shoulders, hug your biceps toward your ears. And then inhale, press through the feet to rise up and over, coming into a side stretch here, hugging biceps towards your ears, letting that left hip draw to the left side of your room as you gently squeeze the right side of your hips. Then inhale, pressing through the feet, rising through center. Exhale to soften. And inhale, coming to the other side. This time letting the right hip reach towards the right side of your room. Letting your fingers reach towards the left side as you frame your ears with your biceps. Equal weight in both feet, lifting out of the hips, even feeling a little opening in the chest. And on your next inhale, rise up through center. Exhale to soften. And then inhale, draw the hips, the pelvis forward as you lift the heart up, gaze up, still framing your ears with your biceps. Little back bend, scooping the tailbone as you press the hips forward, lift up through the heart. One more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly rise. And then begin to come into a forward fold, letting your fingers come down by your feet, softening your knees, letting your head drop, coming into this just passive fold here. You're welcome to let the palms open towards the sky, letting the head shake out, yes and no, back and forth, letting the knees be soft. Inhaling and exhaling. And inhale, pressing through the feet to rise up halfway, flat back, and exhale to fold. Inhale, begin to bend your knees, sitting down in the chair of Utkatasana. And inhale, arms beside you, reaching fingertips back, palms facing down, building heat from the inside out, groins going deep, sitting bones low, chest open. And then inhale, arms shoulder height. Exhale, sit a little lower. And then inhale, arms maybe a little higher, letting the back of the neck be as in line with the back, in line with the spine. So the chin is slightly down. One more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, press the air away from you. Stand tall. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Look up. Exhale, swan dive out over your hips. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, folding, placing hands on the mat, stepping back long into a top of a plank, coming into our first arm balance already. And so not many of us think of high plank as an arm balance, but it is. Most of our weight is into our arms, but we find some lightness with lift of our core, pressing down with a thumb and the index finger, firing up our legs. Legs are engaged. Inner thighs are lifting towards the sky. Low belly drawing in. So head is slightly higher than the shoulders. Shoulders are slightly higher than the hips. And then hips are slightly higher than the heels. Taking one more breath here. Beautiful. And if you need to adapt, this is where you might put your knees down. This is where that mobility and challenge might come. On your next exhale, lowering everything down, or knees first, coming all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. Pointing your toes, bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders, palms out in front of you, paralleling off your forearms, just like we did with our feet in mountain pose. Coming into Sphinx Pose. So first, fire up your legs, pressing through the tops of your feet, so much so the kneecaps lift, soften the bum, and then press down with your forearms and begin to drag your heart between your shoulders, between your upper arm bones as you lift up. Nice. Feeling your breath, feeling the lift behind your heart rather than a crunch in the low back. Option here to stay right here. Option to bend the knees and begin to straighten your arms, lifting up into a little bit more of a heart opener, reaching the back of the head towards the feet. Again, mobility here. You might just come a half of inch off the ground. You might keep the elbows grounded and just reach for the feet. You might leave the legs grounded. All of it is okay. And wherever you are, starting to slowly lower down. Softening here, bringing hands underneath shoulders, tucking your toes, finding that core support in either keeping knees grounded or lifting all the way up high plank. From here, if knees are grounded, I'll invite you to float the knees, and we'll begin to shift our weight into our left hand and drawing our right leg up and over into a 90-degree angle, setting up for supported side plank. So we're on the outer edge of our left foot. We're on our left hand, another arm balance here, pressing through that right foot to help lift our hips, and then drawing that right shoulder back. Little heart opener here. Option to draw the right hand into the sky, lifting a little taller. Breathing, shining out through the heart. Taking one more breath, inhale. And as you exhale, letting that right hand come down next to the left, stepping the right foot back into high plank. One breath here, inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, shifting the weight to your right hand, Coming to the outer edge of your right foot, stepping your left foot up and over, creating that right angle with that left knee, pressing through the right hand, lifting through the hips. Get a little bit of a back view here, drawing shoulder blades on your back, peeling open the heart, lifting up, rooting down to lift. Right. One more breath, inhale. And as you exhale, letting the left hand come down, stepping back with the left foot, high plank. And then from here, begin to draw back into downward facing dog. Perhaps pedaling out your feet. And then finding some stillness as you come into your first downward facing dog. Checking in with your foundation. Checking that your hands are spread evenly. Checking that the armpits are lifting away from the floor and the heart is melting. The hips are reaching towards the sky and back behind you as your heels descend towards the ground, lengthening both sides of your body. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And drawing weight down on your left foot, float your right leg to the sky, keeping shoulders and hips square. Begin to bend that right knee. Begin to open that hip. Feeling a little bit of a quad opener, a hip stretch, letting that left shoulder rise up so it's the same height as your right shoulder. Your head. Taking one more breath. Inhale and exhale. And inhale to square off. Staying in that three-legged dog. Inhale to a high lunge. Drawing your right foot forward, left foot behind you. Being to square off the hips and get a little bit of buoyancy, a little bit of lightness in the legs, in your torso. From here, there'll be so much lightness that you can begin to float your fingers. And again, drawing that right hip back, left hip square. Just reach your arms behind you, find some openness in that chest. And then from here, inhale, begin to come into your exalted base for high lunge. That left knee can slightly bend to help really square off the hips. And to come into a little bit of a quad opener and a chest opener, begin to just gently lift the heart up as you bend forward into that right knee. Gaze can follow. Taking one more breath here, inhale. And as you exhale, draw both hands on the inner side of that right foot and heel toe that right foot out one time. So just prepping for a little bit of a deeper hip opener here. You can come to your palms, you can come to your fingertips here, whatever is most comfortable. But beginning to again, really that right hip back, left hip forward. Find a little cobra in your chest. Breathe through any tightness, any places in your body that's really talking to you. In your next exhale, lower the left knee to the ground. Place weight into your left hand as you draw your right hand to your knee, coming into a little bit of a twist and a heart opener here. So as we press through the left arm, begin to lift through the chest. Options to stay just where you are, feeling this great big opening in the chest and in the legs. Or you can draw that right hand behind you. Stay right here, yearning for your foot maybe. And maybe you yearn so much that the foot lifts and you help yourself to that foot and you draw that heel towards your bum as you begin to lift and open. If this is too much for your knee, this is where adaptability comes in. This is where resilience, we don't just keep pushing through until it hurts, until we can't do anymore. We modify, we let go of our foot, we come halfway and celebrate that. One more breath, inhale. And if you do have your foot on your exhale, with control, let that foot down and lift that right arm up and over. Now to the outer edge of that right foot, heeling that right foot back towards the middle of your mat. Inhale to that high lunge and exhale back, three-legged downward facing dog. And inhale, curl your knee to your nose, arch your spine, feel the core. Inhale to extend. Exhale to curl in. Inhale to extend. Last time here, curl in and pause. Lift the hips higher, find buoyancy in the hips, drop the head. And then your next inhale, look forward, shoot that right foot back, high plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down or less than halfway. Coming into upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhaling back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a cleansing breath here, inhaling through the nose, out through an open mouth sigh. And inhale, left foot to the sky as you're ready. Squaring off shoulders, off hips. Bend that left knee, open the knee, and reach that left foot towards your right shoulder. Again, noticing what's happening in the shoulders. Lifting that right shoulder so it's in line with the left. Dropping the head to the back of the neck in line with the spine. Taking one more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, straighten back that extended leg. And exhale, draw it all the way forward into that low lunge position with left foot forward, right foot back. And this time finding some stability, finding that we're not balancing all the weight in our arms. We're doing a lot of arm balances here. And then finding some lightness, some buoyancy by using the power of your legs. And inhale, arms behind you, just get length here. And exhale, begin to bend that back knee as you rise up into your exalted base. And then looking for a deeper quad opener and chest opener, begin to draw slightly forward and then up and back, lifting out of your hips, opening the heart, softening the shoulders, feeling a little stretch in that right quad. That knee is drawing down as we're lifting the right hip up. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Windmill your hands down on the inner edge of that left foot. Setting up for lizard lunge prep on this side. So making sure you have a long stance. Again, you can come onto your fingertips, come onto the palm of the hands, but beginning to draw that left hip back, right hip forward, chest goes forward. Just saying hello to that outer left hip. If this is too much sensation, if the challenge is more than you're willing to stay with, that's okay. That's where adaptability comes in. So with that sense of playfulness, maybe you allow yourself to drop the back knee. Maybe you soften the arms slightly, whatever you need. Taking one breath here. Inhale. And exhale. If your back knee is still to the ground now, place the weight into your right hand as you inhale the left hand to your left knee. Draw the left knee slightly back to draw the left hip back. Begin to peel open the heart, lifting the chin. Option here to extend that left arm like you're yearning for that foot without even lifting it. So you can stay right here. Or if it's okay in your knees, maybe you lift that back foot. Maybe you don't even reach, but you just imagine that connection. Maybe you do reach and you draw that heel towards the bum as you lift and rise through the heart. One more breath. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. With control, release that back leg if it's lifted. Draw the left arm up and over. Now frame that front foot. Inhale, left knee floats off the ground. Exhale, draw that right foot all the way back, three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose. Exhale to extend. Exhale to draw in. Inhale to extend. This time, exhale, draw in, pause. Lift through the hips, lift through the back of the heart. Feel the core, feel the balance here. And then inhale, shoot the left leg back long. Exhale to plank and lower all the way or less than halfway. Come into upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Nice job. One breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale, slowly walk your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep up, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And inhale, bring your feet out wider to the outer edge of your mat. And just for a moment here, begin to just bend the knees. You might even turn the toes out just to kind of come into this, not kind of, but coming into this squat pose. Maybe you draw your hands to your heart center, feel the hips lower here. Feel the buoyancy in your hips, the heart. And then placing your hands down, straightening your legs, and now paralleling off your feet, but keeping the feet wide. And then begin to bend your knees quite deeply. And then begin to draw your right arm behind you. Reach it behind you. Try to reach that right shoulder so it's next to the right knee. And then place that right hand down behind your right heel. And then do the same with the left. Reach it out first. Dive it in. And then draw the shoulders back as far as you can, placing the palms down. Nice. So from here, letting the weight of your legs begin to come into your arms. Hug your knees, arm pressure pose. Hug your legs, hug your knees against your arms. Now, this is a perfect place, a lot to just work and be here. Option to begin to take more weight into your hands as you look forward. Coming into that arm balance right here. Beautiful place to pause and to be. Other option, if you feel playful, is to just heel toe the feet together, cross the ankles, and then maybe you play with lifting the feet up and dropping them. Coming back, finding that core to lift the feet, flex the toes, dropping. One more time, inhale to lift, and then let your bum slowly come down. Bringing knees in front of you. Beautiful job. Drawing feet up. Heart open. Arms up. Boat pose. One more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, lower down. Hug your knees in. Get a little height in the spine. And then exhale, your hands behind you. About a foot. Heel toe your feet about a foot apart. Coming to reverse tabletop, drawing the shoulders onto your back and beginning to lift the hips up, opening the throat. And then exhale, softening your bum, but drawing your bum between your hands, keeping the butt lifted, flexing the feet. Maybe some of us can even levitate through the feet. Not me today. And then inhale, swing back forward, reverse tabletop. And exhale, lower all the way down, bringing the soles of the feet together. Inhale, getting length. And exhale, maybe you fold slightly forward. As long as you keep this openness in your chest, length in your spine. Slowing your breath down. Shoulders softening. Inhale to rise back up if you lowered. Help the knees to close. And then reach your fingers out long as you gently let yourself come to the floor with control. Inhaling, arms by your side, walking your feet in towards your bum, keeping those feet hip distance apart. And just a moving bridge to loosen up our spine before Shavasana. As you inhale, press through the feet, lift the hips, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, lower everything to the ground. 2 more times just like that. Inhale to lift and rise. Exhale to soften. Inhale last time. And exhale to release. Inhale, open your arms like a T or goalpost arms. Draw your knees up and in, and let both knees fall to the left as you let your gaze look past your right shoulder. Letting that right shoulder be heavy at the left. Your gaze comes to center, and then coming to the other side. Bringing everything to center, hugging your knees in, getting small like a seed. And then slowly extending everything out. Coming into Shavasana, our final relaxation pose. It can feel really nurturing to place one hand on a heart, one hand on your belly. You're also welcome to place your hands by your side, palms face up. But through that playful challenge, now we just come into easeful rest. For resilience, for true resilience, we can't just keep pushing forward all the time. Keep coming to challenge after challenge after challenge with no rest. So it's imperative to give ourselves these moments to let go, to let be, to recover, so that we can play another day. As always, stay here in this relaxed posture for as long as you have time for. And when it does feel complete for you, whether it's 30 seconds from now or maybe it's 10 minutes from now, slowly begin to wake up your body in whatever way that feels good for you. Maybe hug your knees in one last time and just rock up to a comfortable seated posture. Bringing hands to heart center. Bringing back your intention. If it was maintaining mobility and adaptability through challenge, may that not end with our class, but let it continue. Similarly, if it was your own words, letting it continue into your next moment and beyond. From my heart to yours, namaste.